Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. And if you're joining me for the very first time, my name is Fajira. I'm so happy to have you guys in my beautiful family. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. I've got a fantastic news to share with you. This is a new update in the UK immigration. I mentioned in my earlier video that the Home Secretary was forced to resign from her position as a Home Secretary after 43 days in the office. She resigned due to the fact that she sent an official document from her personal email. So right now, I don't know if the document I'm about to read now is actually the official document she mistakenly sent from her personal email. This is a new update from the UK immigration on the 18th of October. And remember that on the 19th of October, the Home Secretary has resigned. So I'm suspecting, I'm not so sure, I'm just suspecting that maybe it could be this document she sent from her personal email that led to her resignation. If it's this document, then it's a very good document. So let's read about the new changes and some of the new things that has been added to the UK immigration. As you can see on my screen, that this document was published on the 18th of October, and like I said, I don't know if it was this document that led to her resigning on the 19th. I've talked about the seasonal worker visa before in the past, but when I talked about it, this new addition was not there. And as I speak to you now, that the poultry sector has been added as one of the seasonal jobs that you can now come to the UK to do. And with this job, you don't need Ielts for you to be able to apply for this job. You don't need any Ielts. All you just need is just for you to get the job, come over and do your job. So I'm going to read just as it states on the document. In section 7.13 of this document you're seeing running on the screen, seasonal worker route is being expanded to include roles in the poultry production sector for the period from 18th October to 31st December each year. So that means that between now and 31st December, a lot of people are going to be coming to the UK to work on the seasonal visa. So I think it's going to be happening every 18th October to December. I'm not so sure, but from what it says, that from the 18th of October to 31st of December each year, this is to support the sector during a peak seasonal demand period in the run-up to Christmas. Expansion will set specific salary requirement for poultry workers, ensuring that for roles that would qualify for skilled worker routes, wages for workers in such roles are not less than they would be required to be paid under the route. So that means that they are going to set up a particular amount you need to be earning for you to be qualified to apply for this seasonal worker visa. And like we all know, as earlier mentioned, I'm going to leave every information you need about the seasonal worker visa. I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description box below, so you can listen to it and know all the requirements you need. But the good thing about the seasonal worker visa, you don't need IELTS for you to apply for that visa. All you just need is for you to get a job that is willing to sponsor you on that. So in order for you to be qualified for this visa, you have to earn £25,600 each year. So let's read, as you can see on my screen. Poultry workers under occupation code 5431 bushers or 5433, for example, processor, must be paid at least £25,600 each year. All other poultry workers must be paid £10.10 for each hour worked and receive at least 30 hours paid employment each week. There will be a lot of roles available for this positions. I'll keep an eye on them. Like, you know, I always upload jobs with visa sponsorship. Then I'll make sure I upload it for you guys to hurry and apply. It's one of the recent sectors that has been added to the seasonal worker route, which is a seasonal worker visa. That new changes to the UK immigration is that they have stopped the police registration. Remember, once you come in before, you have to go to the police to register that you have arrived. But right now, office has done it in a way that once you're here, you don't need to do that police registration, because they are still using the same system to know that you have arrived in the UK. So if you're one of those that once you arrive in the UK, you have to go and do the police registration. As when I came 11 years ago, there was nothing like that. But living in the UK and seeing other people come after them, they have to go to the police station to go and register that they have arrived. They have stopped it now. So moving forward, they are not going to do that again. Section 3.1 of the Immigration Act 1971 provides for a grant of leave to enter or remain to be subject to a condition to register with the police within 7 days of arriving in the UK. This requirement to register with the police is provided for in the immigration rules. However, the scheme has not changed for many years, and the same data collection by the police is now already captured electronically by the Home Office at the visa application stage. Changes to the immigration rules and the wider immigration system since this scheme was introduced mean that more individuals are screened before travel to the UK. Those of concern can be identified earlier in their interaction with the Home Office. There is therefore little need for the police to collect the same data after a person has already entered the UK, as well as creating duplications. Once the information is captured by the police, it is held indefinitely and not looked at again in the vast majority of cases. Abolition of this police registration scheme is supported by the police, who are able to access Home Office data via other means. It also reduces costs and also the administrative burden on both the police and the Home Office. So right now, if you're coming to the UK, you don't need to do that police registration. You just come in, because now the police can actually track you from the Home Office. They have a way of doing that. They can do that on their own. You don't need to do that. Once you mention your date of birth in the UK, the police have every information about you. So since you're not going to be doing this police registration again, you have to be kind of careful in some certain things you do, because your date of birth is a very good tracking system for anybody that lives in the UK. The next changes I think may interest you is changes to visit policy to facilitate visits from midwifery students and sports officials. So we allow midwifery students who are studying degree level equivalent courses overseas to come to the UK as a visitor and undertake electives with a UK higher education provider, providing this unpaid and involves no treatment of patients. So this is another good news. So changes made to Appendix 5. Visitor permitted activities will remove the requirement for sports officials supporting sports tournaments or events in the UK to be attending the same event as a sports person who is undertaking permitted sporting activities. This has to do with the creative worker visa. So like, you know what, with the creative worker visa, I uploaded a video sometime, I think a few months ago, that if you're a visitor, one of the visas you can switch into is a creative worker visa. I'm going to read the new changes to that. An amendment is being made to remove the ability of those on the standard visitor and permitted paid engagement route to switch into the temporary work creative worker route, as this is incompatible with the requirements of the visitor route. This means that as a visitor in the UK or somebody who is on a standard visitor visa, you can no longer switch to the creative worker visa. If you remember, I talked about it a few months ago and I said that you can switch to a creative worker visa, but as it stands now, you cannot do that anymore because of this new amendment. There has been a few changes as well, an amendment to the student route, so I'm just going to read that for you. The first one is to reflect changes to student sponsorship guidance, which set out permitted elements of remote delivery of course material by sponsor. The second one is restriction for probationary sponsor to redraft without the use of double negatives. The other is the academic progression requirement to properly link to courses which allow students to demonstrate academic progression where they are studying a new course at the same level that represents the applicant's genuine career aspiration. I have some students right now that we're actually applying for their study, and one of the things they want to say in their statement of purpose is to see that there is a career progression. So if you're planning to come to the UK as a student, you have to show that in your statement of purpose that there is a genuine career progression, which is not bad. So the last one for the student is bring the financial requirement for dependents in line with those for main applicants, where funds used to meet the financial requirements have been spent between the date of application and date of decision. Should the case worker request further information relating to financial evidence provided. So these are just a few ones for students. There is also an amendment for continuous residency. So if you have lived in the UK for 10 years as a student or through any other route that it will take you to 10 years for you to be able to get your indefinite leave to remain. From what the new amendment says, it says continuous residency. This clarifies that continuous residence does not include any period spent detained in an institution, including a prison. So for instance, if you have lived here as a student for 10 years and in the last 2 years you spent that in the prison, it's not going to be added to the 10 years you're calculating. So if it's a total of 10 years in the UK and out of the 10 years you spent 2 years in the prison, they will still count that you have lived in the UK for 8 years. So this is a new law. Before, they will count it as a continuous 10 years, but with the new update or with the new amendment, they're no longer going to include the period you have spent in the prison. This is one of the recent changes as well, as you can see on my screen. I'm definitely going to leave some links in the description box below where you can find some jobs that can sponsor you on the seasonal worker visa. And like I said, you don't need an Ielts for you to apply for a visa, so I'm going to leave the links. So play around with the links and search for the ones that have got visa sponsorship and do send in your applications. Hopefully you'll be here before December by God's grace. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video, and I hope you find this video helpful. And if you do give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your family and friends. Also do subscribe if you're yet to subscribe to join our beautiful family. Until I see you in my next video, guys, do take care and bye bye for now. Thank you for watching.